And today, my special guest on the show is author Kim Simmons. Welcome, Kim, to the show. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. So, I'm so
Good.
happy to celebrate your book projects. Actually, you have a couple of books out. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. I do. Yes.
Yes. Well, you were part of a collaboration with your first book, Joy Comes in the Morning. Is that true?
Well, that's
Were you
that's actually the second book.
That's the
The
second book.
second book.
Okay. Okay, so
Yes.
tell us about your first book and then we'll move on to your second book.
Okay, my first book is Twisted Love, and it's by Sunshine, which is a pen name. And once you read the book, you'll understand why I chose to do a pen name. It's about domestic violence, a situation I was in, so I had to change a lot of, the things around circumstances, cities, and just for privacy reasons.
Yes.
Because there's family involved. I'm not even
Okay,
aware of
Kim,
the person.
wait 1 second. You know what? Something's happening. It like the audio is not with you. You're talking, and
Uh,
the phone is moving. Are you holding it?
yeah, because I have a stand, but I don't have a stand to hold it this way. That's why I had it the other way first.
Oh, okay. Let's see. All right, we got
Let
to
me
put.
see if I can. Let me see something. Wait a minute.
All right, let me do.
It might actually work. Let me see.
Okay, we'll just have to cut this. If you can like prop it up on something, then that probably would work. Or just
Right. If it
couple.
doesn't work like this. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to crop it.
Just prop it. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Okay. I popped it.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, so welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm your hostess, Paulette Henson, and today my special guest on the show is author Kim Simmons. Welcome, Kim, to the show. How are
Thank
you today?
you. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And also,
Good.
I want to talk today about your books. And you've been really busy with your writing. And so, share with our audience your books that you have online
Okay.
for sale and your writing journey.
Okay, well, basically, my first book is Twisted Love, and it's by E.K. Sunshine, which is a pen name. That's not, of course, my actual name. And I had to do that in order to, keep it kind of private or kind of
Yeah.
protect family members and different things like that. This book is about a domestic violence situation I was in close to 30 years ago. And it was a very, very, wow, I can't even, it's just very violent, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
situation. And I'm blessed to be alive. And
Mm.
it's just like a
Yes.
warning for women or even men, because some men have to go through domestic violence. So the book I wrote it is like a warning, to show you how to set boundaries,
Yes.
look for those red flags, different things like that to help you recognize the
Yes.
possibility of domestic violence in your relationship.
Yes. So one thing you just mentioned, is setting boundaries, and that
Yes.
is key. That applies to everybody. You have to set boundaries in your life as to
Hmm.
what exactly you're able to tolerate,
Exactly.
and where you draw the line, right?
Exactly. And women sometimes, and I'm sure there's some men as well, but I believe it's a majority of women, we're people pleasers.
Yes.
And we know that that boundary has been crossed, but we don't want to, ruffle the feathers or get someone upset. So
Right.
sometimes we'll put ourselves in the back burner to allow them to, but at the same time, you're not happy.
Right. Right.
We don't say anything, and that's not okay. We don't say that.
No, that is definitely not okay. And I totally understand what you're saying. So you talk about your inspiration of the book was from a personal experience.
Yes.
And so with that, without going into that experience, what exactly prompted you to say, okay, I'm going to write a book about this?
Well, really, I just wanted to help others,
Hmm.
and main focus was women. Like I said, there are some men that have experienced domestic violence. But I
Yes.
think sometimes when you go through something as traumatic as this, and you hear of other women dealing with it, and you are a survivor of it, you want to help them,
Yes.
help them
Yeah.
navigate to get out of it, or hopefully not to even get into it. So
Yes.
that's what it's like. I became, I guess, wanting to empower women.
Yes.
Basically, that was
Definitely.
it.
Or whoever is
Who
being
can help?
abusive situation, they need empowerment, because
Exactly.
that is part of it, is that it's the insecurity that keeps you into a situation like that,
And
what.
building your self-esteem, because a lot of times,
Absolutely.
because in my book it kind of stars a little bit in my childhood, and
Mhm.
there was a lot of factors in that where my self-esteem wasn't where it should have been, and you got
Mhm.
to have your self-worth intact to not
Yes.
allow certain things to be done, to know that you're enough and you deserve better.
Yes,
Hmm.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Wow. So we talked about in another conversation just about the pandemic, and
Yes.
the pandemic could have amplified
Yes.
this type of behavior, because then you got people out of work, you have people, uh, prisoners in their own home.
Exactly.
And so a lot of people, their outlet was to be able to get out and go to work, and when they weren't able to go to work and they had to stay with that person 24/7, that that type of dynamic, it just amplifies, because
Hmm.
you don't have an outlet.
Well,
And
that's what you I don't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry.
no, you're
but
good, go ahead.
but you just hit the nail on the head, because I had started writing this book. Like I tell you, I'm not even exaggerating. It's probably been like 10 years. You
Yes, I
start, you put it
believe
down
it.
and start. But during the pandemic, just like you mentioned, hearing the stories of, because domestic violence did go up.
If you're thinking about selling your house, you have a couple key advantages in today's market. First of all, there are more homes for sale now than there were at this time last year. That means you have more options to choose from if you move, so you're more likely to find what you're looking for. Also, inventory is still low, so if you price your house right, it will be in high demand. There just aren't enough homes on the market today for the number of buyers who want to purchase them. So your home could sell pretty quickly. So with more homes to choose from, but still an overall shortage of listings, you may be in a true sweet spot this season. If you're ready to make a move, I can give you the expert guidance you need. Let's connect so you don't miss out on what today's market has to offer. It's the house cat around town. Give me a call at 951 538 4126. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Meow for now.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, so we are back with guest author Kim Simmons,
Yes.
and she's talking about her book, Twisted Love. In our conversation, we were discussing domestic violence and, the pandemic, or any type of situation where you cannot leave your home and
Yes.
to stay there with that person. And so go ahead, Kim. With that book, and as you were promoting your book and talking to women, what type of response were you getting from your your family, friends, people that read the book, people that didn't know you that bought the book? What was their feedback?
Um, the biggest response that I will always remember, I would say over 50% of the women that read my book had been abused and I didn't even know it. I'm talking about the people I knew.
Wow.
And one in particular, she mentioned, "Oh my God, that sounds like me." And I've been knowing her for about 10 years.
Wow.
So
Well,
I would say
go ahead.
how, by writing that book, that's what I'm saying. I'm really trying to empower because once you're transparent, people
Yeah.
will open up to you.
Yes.
And that's what I believe. That's what really is key because since I have written it, I've gotten a great deal of support. A lot of people are angry because they read the book and they got into the book and they're like, "Oh my God, I wanted to just hit him and I wanted to do this and, to him. And I
Right.
was rooting for you." So I get that kind of reaction when I was finished. Because I had a book signing like right after I wrote the book, which was
Yes.
on a Saturday, and a friend of mine called me. I think that Sunday around noon. She's like, "I finished it. I couldn't put it down." She said, "I just had to see what." So that really made me feel great. Like,
Yeah.
they could actually be there in that book with me, root for me, help me get out of the situation that I was in.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so I have had a great feedback with the book.
That's
Great feedback.
awesome. So,
Yes.
for our viewers that are looking to purchase your book, Twisted Love, where can they pick that book up at? It is it on Amazon
It
or?
is on Amazon, and it's also an audiobook on Amazon, and it's also on my website, which is queensunite.com.
Okay, so for those of you, if you are looking to get this book, it is just a, an inspiring book that will help so many people. So
Yes.
many of us have had abusive situations, myself included. And so, Twisted Love by E.K. Sunshine
Hmm.
is available on Amazon.com. You can also go to Kim's website at QueensUnite.com. That's Queens Unite. Just check out the message below, and Kim is she has her books. So tell us about your other projects, your other
Okay.
book um, that you wrote. What was it, a collaboration
It
or?
was a collaboration with other authors. Actually, it's 89 authors.
Wow.
And this is Joy Comes in the Morning.
Uh huh.
And the main author is Vanessa Blackwell.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
basically, the book is about, people dealing with grief.
Yes.
Grief does not always just mean death. It could be lose your job or
Yes.
divorce. It's grief. It's a
It's a
loss.
loss.
It's a
Yeah. So
loss.
whatever type of loss.
A job could be a loss.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
basically, it's about loss, and it's really so. It's not. I don't want people to think it's like sad. No, it's not. It's just
Mhm.
inspirational. And I have like every author got like a page.
Right.
So
Right.
my page was dedicated to my mom
Uh huh.
and some different, challenges I had with her,
Yes.
but how
Yes.
I navigated through that and we got through it.
Yes.
So it's really a
So,
great book, and like I said, it's like you'll find yourself in one of those Arthur's stories. You know, you'll find
yeah,
out of
definitely
89,
believe
it'll be
that.
relatable for you in some way.
Yes, I believe that. I think that, the longer that you live, the more experiences that
Exactly.
you endure, and you're able to connect with other people that have similar experiences.
Exactly.
And it really is, it's a healing for you and them. Um,
Yes, because life is going to bring about issues and challenges,
it
but
is.
it's
It
just a
is.
way of just, sometimes when you just hear someone else went through it, you feel like, oh, okay, it's not
You
just
feel
me, or
better. Yes.
maybe I can get through this too.
Yes, I think that's really the issue is you feel alone. You feel like you're the
Exactly.
only one in the whole wide world that's going through whatever you're going through. And
Yes.
when somebody says, you know what, that happened to me, it's like you feel like somebody just gave you a hug. Like,
And that's so true. You feel like, oh, okay, now I can talk to her or I can talk to him, and he understands what I'm going through. He understands
exactly,
me when I do this or do that.
exactly.
Because my mom had dementia, so that's basically what my challenge was, and just how we got through that and different issues that I had to navigate through dealing
Yeah.
with a parent with dementia, which is very difficult.
Oh,
Yes.
I understand that my grandmother went through dementia, and
Mhm.
watching it. No, one, dementia is a slow process.
Yes.
It
Yes.
drags, and
Hmm.
it's the stages of it, is what watching that person go through that. It's just it's heart-wrenching.
It's like it's
There's
like
nothing you can do.
losing your loved one, but yet they're still here. If you
Right.
understand that,
Yeah.
like they're deteriorating right before you
Right.
mentally.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Hmm.
So, Joy Comes in the Morning is available on Amazon as well.
It is. It
It's
also has an ebook too.
okay. Now, Joy Comes in the Morning. The author is, you said, Vanessa Black.
Bernessa with an R, Bernessa Blackwell. She's the author, the main author.
Vanessa Blackwell.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're gonna add that. And
Yeah, that's not on my website as of yet, but you can
okay.
definitely get it through Amazon.
Okay. All right. Well, we will we'll edit that one, and then we'll just make that one down below. We'll add that to there.
Okay. And I'm working on a new one for my girls because I
Oh
said
my goodness.
I have to
You
help
tell
girls
us.
because I just like I said, my heart goes out to girls, and hopefully they won't make the
Yes.
mistakes I did. So maybe I think it's going to be more like a journal for young girls,
Yes.
like a
Yes.
kind of a self-help journal. That's what I'm
Yes. You
doing
know,
for girls.
the thing, and that's, I'm so happy to hear that, because, girls, the young girls nowadays, they have so much
So
information.
much.
They're exposed to, in my opinion, way too much.
It's too much.
And there's
It's
no
way too much.
there's no boundary.
And there's no
It's
innocence
really
anymore.
them.
No
Yeah,
innocence.
there's no innocence. So
None.
they're literally trying to compete with things that's really out of their league. When, in my
Exactly.
opinion, they should be studying and, just cherishing being a little girl or a young girl, young woman. And so I think that that's awesome that you're doing that. That's something that authors need to look into, because
Right.
youth is they're the ones that are going to be running our countries, our
Exactly.
communities, all of that. And if we don't train them
Yes.
to, have the dignity that's required, the knowledge, and just all of those tools to succeed in life, without just, oh, where what color my hair should be next week.
Exactly. And see,
How
I work for the school board and I see it every day.
I know.
Like the girls are so different from when I was. I'm like, oh my God, there's
Yes.
no innocence. They know everything. And then the internet is no help, because
Oh,
everything's there,
everything is
you
there.
know,
They can find out whatever they want.
whatever.
They can see whatever they want.
Exactly.
And so there is really no break. I mean, for me, I remember, certain shows, they just would stop TV at a certain time. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't watch cartoons in the nighttime or whatever. It was like, so you
Yes.
watch your shows and that's it. You go to bed, you get ready for school, and then the next start all over the next day.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then they don't play outside. It's like all those
No.
sort of kid type of activities have gone by the wayside because of the phone
That's
and
what I was gonna say. They're on the phones 24/7.
yeah, Yeah,
Like
riding bikes and playing ball and doing
that
things like
doesn't happen anymore.
no. You know,
Unfortunately, it
I
doesn't.
never see kids playing outside anymore.
No,
Unless you're at a park or something like that, you see them. But they're really not playing
they're
outside.
not outside.
No, we used to
They're
have
inside on their
softball
devices.
games. Yeah, we used
They're
to play
doing.
softball games outside and basketball, and we ride our bikes, and it was just like an ongoing, video game. If you want to try to relate what that was, we were always playing and doing
Exactly.
dodgeball.
Jumping, rope, hula hooping, or something. But
Yes, and so that I think has a huge impact on
yes,
our youth, and it's only up to us to reach out and to provide literature that they can
exactly.
connect with and read, and then they'll think about it, because then it's not like somebody pointing the finger like you need to do this, you don't need to do that.
Right, right. Just get a book
It's
and
a certain approach that needs to happen there, to for them to say, hey, you know what, I really don't have to buy into everything that comes on Twitter or uh TikTok or whatever,
Facebook or
Facebook or any of
yes.
those. And so that is great. I'm so glad you're doing that. That's awesome. So when will that project be available? When will you
I'm hoping at the end by the end of the year. That's my goal.
okay.
That's what I'm pushing for by the
Right.
end of the year. I'll have that ready to be, getting that
Great.
going.
Great.
Yes. If
That
not before, yes.
yes, yes. Well, Kim, you are doing great things. I am so proud of you. I
Thank
just
you.
want to commend you on your work, because as I encourage people to write their story, writing your story, I think it is rewarding, it's cleansing, and it's painful
It
all
is, and that's
ended
so
up
true.
together. And so
Exactly.
understanding that you went through that again, because it's
Yes.
like you're reliving as you're writing it down, but you're cleansing and you're healing yourself as
Yes.
well as the people
Very therapeutic. Very.
book. So I commend you 1000% on taking that journey and completing it, because it's like now it's in a book, and you're just like going, okay, I'm on my next book. and
Yes.
and so you can move on beyond that
Exactly.
situation, and so you have totally unlocked that stronghold. And I really appreciate you today. I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Yes, yes. So with that, we are going to sign off today. Don't forget to get your copy of Twisted Love by E.K. Sunshine. But before we go, you mentioned your pen name. Now, you said you were going to tell us what that meant. Are you going to share that with us before we
Well,
go?
it's just my initials kind of flipped around. The first two
Okay.
letters and then
Yes.
sunshine. I kind
Yes.
of did that for the Son of God. That's why it's spelled SON.
Oh, I love
So
that.
that's why I put all that together.
Yes, yes. So
So
you guys, you hear that Twisted Love by E.K. Sunshine, and also Joy Comes in the Morning by Varnessa Blackwell,
yes,
which Kim is a collaborating author in that book. Make sure you go to Amazon.com. You can get that book in paperback or
an
uh,
ebook.
ebook.
Yes,
And so with
and
that,
we were number one bestsellers on that.